even though Elul passed and all the holidays of Tishrei passed, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, everything, even though we think that maybe now we're done with doing Teshuvah because we did such a hard work in the last 51 days, then a lot of people think that's it, I'm done with my Teshuvah, now let's start fresh. But really, now is when the Teshuvah process starts. Because for 51 days, by the way, from Rosh Chodesh Elul till Hoshana Rabbah, it's 51 days. That's why it's called Hoshana Rabbah. Because Ho, is help or assist, and Na is Nun Aleph, is a numerical value of 51. 51 days from Elul till Hoshana Rabbah. And Rabbah is the Kadosh Baruch Hu. So we're saying, Hashem, please help and assist me after 51 days of doing Teshuvah. But really, the ultimate Teshuvah starts now after we were able to get rid of the majority of our junk with all the fasts that we did, with all the tachanun and the prayers and the slichot and Yom Kippur. And we're able to get rid of probably 60, 70, 80, 90% of our junk in the last 51 days if you did it right. I mean, listen, we all gave it our best shot. But I can guarantee to you that a large chunk of the junk that you accumulated, you got rid of it now. So now you have to be smart and not to right away go back to where we started. That's going to be the most foolish thing to do, is to say, okay, listen, I've been a good boy for the last 2 months, now I'm going back to my old lifestyle. So really, now starts the process of the Teshuvah, because the load is not so heavy, because you got rid of most of it. Now it's time to really take the momentum and start doing Teshuvah. When the nation of Israel, when they crossed the ocean, when they went through the Yam Suf, then there are a few things that a lot of people are not aware of. First of all, the water opened in 12 places. Every tribe went into one channel. How can you pass 3 million people in a little canal? So 12 places the water opened. But another thing that most people don't know, they didn't go from this side of the water to the other side of the water. It went in a shape of half a circle, and they came out exactly where they came in. What's interesting here is that if you imagine it in your mind, the inner circle is very small, and the outer circle has the larger diameter. They all went in together and came out together. One of the many miracles that was on the water. But the point to take from this, even though we're a few months away from Parashat Beshalach, till we're going out of Mitzrayim, but the point to take from that is that if you go into the Kriyat Yam Suf of tearing the ocean, and you're coming up exactly from the same place where you started, then what did you do? It's the same thing now. You walked into the month of Elul and Tishrei. If you come out, if you make a loop and you come out exactly where you started, then you kind of wasted your time now for a month and a half. The point that we want to take is that I already went into the ocean, into the splitting of the ocean. It was a job and a half. It wasn't so easy the last month and a half. Make sure you're not coming up on the same side of the shore, that you have to go on the completely other side. Because now you have the opportunity to declare, so to say, I'm a different person. I'm not the same person that I was in the end of the month of Av, after I went through 51 days. Well, now technically it will be 53 days. But I'm talking about from Rosh Chodesh Elul, from the head of Elul till Hoshana Rabbah, 51 days. Okay, add on that Simchat Torah now, so let's say 53 days. I'm not the same person. Can't be that I'm the same person, that I did such hard effort and nothing happened. Of course I'm a different person. Now, the trick is to maintain it. So now really starts the process of Teshuvah. So I know we were talking about doing Teshuvah from Elul to Yom Kippur, but really the process of Teshuvah doesn't end. Really now it only starts. We're going to continue doing Teshuvah. We're going to continue learning a lot about Teshuvah. But the mind frame has to be that don't mess up what you achieved in the last month and a half. Because you're not the same person. If you go right back to where you started, then you're the same person. You went from This part of the side of the water, you made a loop and came out on the same side. Nothing changed. Okay, so for a month and a half, you're on your best behavior. The point is to grab the momentum and say, okay, now I can do teshuvah because I got rid of 60, 70, 80, 90% of the junk. Now the load is light. Now I don't have so much sins to carry. And therefore, the Avodat Hashem, my service of Hashem, should be much easier. And therefore, we start, okay, now we start a brand new page. After the month and a half, doesn't matter how much effort you put, doesn't matter right now how much Hashem forgave you, didn't forgive you, how much He blessed you. It's irrelevant because we don't know these things. A lot of people are saying, it's pretty discouraging that you're saying on Hoshana Rabbah, that's the last chance, and if I messed it up, the whole year is messed up. Well, first of all, there's time, anybody can do it at any given moment, teshuvah. Nothing is messed up. But it's much harder to do teshuvah if you didn't grab the momentum of the month of Tishrei. But nevertheless, our heads are directed forward and we're going to continue doing teshuvah. With that, we're going to learn many more things above what we learned. But the most important thing is the mind frame is that I'm a different person right now from how I entered the process. Now you have to maintain this level. Don't go back now. Even if you go back 2-3 steps. Okay. But don't go back now completely to where you started. Then you lost all your hard effort. And from this point on, then we just continue forward and we continue our teshuvah till Mashiach is going to come. And as it says in the Talmud, if we do teshuvah, im Yisrael osim teshuvah miyad nigalim. If we do teshuvah, right away we get redeemed. So we want to hasten the redemption. And at least, if not to hasten it, is to make it softer. So that depends on our teshuvah. B'ezrat Hashem, we continue from here on. We're not settling for what we achieved. We just started.